And so now it's kind of interesting how in the UK they have this houseplant hospital. Can I tell you a little bit about it?
Yeah.
You book an appointment, you drop off your houseplant. If it's a quick fix, they offer a 20-minute houseplant pharmacy consultation. But for deep intervention, the plant is officially admitted.
I like that they compared themselves to a veterinary clinic more so than a hospital. Because the difference is...
with just being like, here's my plant. Tell me what's wrong with it. Can you just like do the thing for me? Instead of...
She'd gone into another store and asked, and they said, no, you didn't buy it from us.
So they wouldn't even give advice
to
carry in the future. So
I want to open one. I want to call it Grazer Botany.
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our garden nook.
I have always, like, whenever I've had anything bad happen with my houseplants, I've usually just said, well, it's run its course. Bye. There's nothing I can do.
Yeah. Like, well, I guess fig trees have a lifespan of 10 weeks.
I know, right? Like, I usually just give up. But before, there's never really been a place where I feel comfortable with just being like, here's my plant. Tell me what's wrong with it. Can you just like do the thing for me? Instead of, I love coming to the garden center and getting advice and that kind of thing, because then you can feel like you are a little bit better off. But then you have to put in all the work to make the plant feel better, right?
And sometimes, and I've seen this, definitely, like if I'm talking to somebody and they're asking me a question about their plant, house plant, outdoor plant, doesn't matter.
Sure.
And you're telling them what to do. Sometimes you see that look very imperceptibly, but it's changing on their face. And you're like, yep, they are so past the level of going to do any of this work. They're just too polite to be like, I'm going to stop you right there.
I'm just tossing it at this point. It's like when Brad's working on cars and you can see like, oh yeah, so it's going to need a whole engine. And you can be like, and it's getting donated tomorrow.
Exactly.
Or even I remember when we had those, the lily beetle issue here in Calgary. And so the perennial lilies, you couldn't get anything to get rid of these beetles. And then I remember telling people, because I was in customer service at the time. And at the time, the only way to deal with them was to get a cloth out and squish them. I was like, I'm glad I don't have lilies because I would just be chopping them off at that point. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
And so now it's kind of interesting how in the UK they have this houseplant hospital. Can I tell you a little bit about it?
Yeah. I want to see a TV show made Houseplant Hospital, like Grey's Anatomy style.
Okay, this was our idea first.
Yeah.
Trademarked. Unofficially. So this place is called Hilda.
Hilda, okay.
Founded by a couple, Rosanna and Tom Costello. Sounds so cute. They named the business after Tom's great-grandmother, Hilda. Born in 1897, she was a plantee who lived in Edinburgh and built gardens entirely from cuttings wherever she traveled. The founders actually still keep one of her original Hoya houseplants thriving today.
Wow.
Which I feel like that's credibility in itself, hey?
Yeah. Like okay, you know
a thing or two, right? So after running highly successful pop-ups, including early 30-minute repotting clinics, they secured an £18,000 startup loan through the British Business Bank to open their permanent flagship store on New Haven Road in Edinburgh. And now they have, plants for sale and that kind of thing, like a regular garden center. But they also have this houseplant hospital that actually kind of looks like a hospital. It's so fun.
I like that a lot.
So this is how it works. Okay. So Hilda treats houseplant care with the same structured seriousness as a veterinary clinic, operating under a zero judgment policy. You book an appointment. You drop off your houseplant. If it's a quick fix, they offer a 20-minute houseplant pharmacy consultation. But for deep intervention, the plant is officially admitted. Most they call them patients.
So it's like they've got an ER and an admitting ward. That's great.
Right?
Do they have I'll let you get that. Okay. I was going to say, do they have an ICU?
They even call them patients. I am so on board with this. So most patients stay at the facility for at least a week. The hospital is optimized with professional lighting, tailored soil blends, pest treatment tools, and expert monitoring. Owners even get updates when their plant is in surgery. Upon collection, owners don't just get a revived plant. They receive a personalized care card and a tailored recovery roadmap so they don't land back in the ER. And they are also offered a 6-month houseplant guarantee on plants purchased directly from them. If a Hilda plant looks sick within 6 months, you must bring the plant back to the Houseplant Hospital for a free assessment and rehab. And if they can't save it, they replace it entirely.
That is incredibly well thought out.
It really is. I just love the intention behind it. You know, it's like you think of your plants as like babies, part of the family, right? And that's sort of like if you can bring your dog to a veterinary clinic, if you can bring your child to the children's hospital, like your plant kind of deserves the same care. Especially, can you imagine if you had a plant from like your great grandmother?
I wonder, like, do they have an ambulance? Because what are you going to do? Like, say, especially in England, especially in Europe, you've got like a little European, like little coop.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that.
You've got like a 7-foot tall palm.
Well, similar, I would say, in many areas, I would say similar sort of climate to us in a way where, you know, you might have some really cold, rainy days or really cold winter days. So it's like, how do you really bring them in? Right? They do have mobile consultations for $60. You just go and you're like, hey, can you like come and take a look at my plant and tell me what's going on? And then they might have to make those kinds of decisions there because, I mean, they would have to then bring the plant to the hospital, admit them and look after them.
That's what an ambulance does. An ambulance will come and they'll be like, no, you don't have to come into the hospital. Thank you for calling us. Or they're like, nope, sorry, that leg's broken. Off we go.
I don't know if they have an actual ambulance, but if they don't, they should.
Yeah.
That would be kind of fun with like Houseplant Hospital on the side or whatever.
And if I'm sorry, Edinburgh, I'm putting the call out there right now. I've been to Edinburgh a lot. You've been to Edinburgh?
Yes, I have.
So, you know, Edinburgh, this is from two people who love you. If this place gets an ambulance, they're allowed sirens and they're allowed to run red lights. I'm petitioning that.
We have so much pull.
Yeah.
But the question is how successful has it been, right? It's a great idea.
Fair. No, that's like any business. It does have to be tempered with that side.
Because I was like, shouldn't Golden Acre have something like this? There is something special about the garden center experience where you can get really trusted, credible advice, right? You can find really unique plants. You can get personalized care. You can do like all of these things. And I feel like the houseplant care is like an extension of that and would really set you apart from the generic sort of box store mentality. With more people working from home in Edinburgh, the demand for indoor green has actually skyrocketed. And beyond the physical plant rehab, they've successfully scaled into multiple revenue streams. So they currently run sold out repotting workshops. They offer one-on-one residential house calls, like I mentioned. They host digital online houseplant SOS consultations via Zoom, and it's right across the UK.
Yeah, because that's the thing with them being in Edinburgh. I mean, that's great if you're in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
But where I'm from, Newcastle, it seems like it's close, but you're still looking at, on English roads with English driving, you're still looking at a 3-hour, 4-hour round trip.
That was actually really shocking to me. I thought this would normally take 30 minutes to get somewhere in Calgary. And I'm like, what do you mean an hour?
Everywhere in England, if you look at Google Maps and you go, oh, how long does it take to get from London to Newcastle? And it shows you it's like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Then you actually drive it 9 hours later.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're stopping everywhere.
Yeah, and there's having that, and that to me is a model that can absolutely grow. Because I do think, and I have no idea because I don't run one, you would have to have a quarantine zone.
Yes, and they do.
Yeah, so plants would have to come in. Maybe they're infested or a disease. Or
get this, they have a quarantine side area. So if your plant has bugs, you don't go in through the front door. There is like a side entrance.
The emergency room.
The trauma ward, like something, you know?
It's like when you brought in by the ambulance instead of going in through the main doors.
Exactly.
You go into that little room.
Yes.
And then you go to the other area.
Yes, exactly. So they've got everything figured out. And in this day and age, I feel like, yes, there are the types of people who are like, yeah, DIY, you just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yep.
But I think with how busy our lives are becoming, there is a bigger push towards do it for me. Maybe even if it's like, hey, my plant needs a haircut. It's looking like a lot of dead leaves on it. can I just drop it off? Get a little cleanup.
Oh, they should have like a salon too. I like that they compared themselves to a veterinary clinic more so than a hospital. Because the difference is, unless I'm really messed up, I am capable of telling them, oh, my stomach really hurts. Oh, I got a crick in my neck. My leg is bending this way and it shouldn't. But I can tell them it hurts here. It hurts this bad. This is what happened. And they can make a very educated guess. I take Jimmy to the vet. I'm like, he's not himself. What do you mean? I don't know. He's not eating. He seems lethargic. What happened? Nothing that I've seen.
Yeah.
Deal with it, please. And they're like, cool. And then you're talking about a vet clinic. They're going to have people walk in with rabbits, guinea pigs, dogs, cats.
Yeah.
Who knows what's coming through that door? Yeah. And who knows, is it somebody a little sick? Are they coming for their booster shots or is it 911?
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with plants, that's the one blessing I think Hilda's does have, though, is that if a plant does die, I'm sure they are distraught. I'm sure they're very upset, and I'm sure they've learned how to speak to the customer. But let's be honest, you ain't bringing the plant there because it was doing good.
Yeah.
And sometimes the damage is so great. We've all heard those horror stories where people have had to take their animal to the vet and they think it's nothing, and then they have to leave the vet without their animal.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart. That breaks my heart.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've had dogs my whole life. I know that pain. Somebody gifts you a spider plant. You're like, cool, and it dies. You're probably not going to take it there. Maybe you will more because it was a gift than if you bought it for yourself. But it's like you're saying, you've got the 8-foot-tall ficus or the plant you've had for 20 years or the one you got from your grandma. Whatever that might be, however that looks, that's the one that you're like, oh, I need help. I don't want to try this myself because I am woefully ill-prepared.
Yeah.
So.
But if it's affordable, I could even see the haircut being very popular.
People are terrified to cut their plants.
100%. I am.
People are terrified. But there's certain plants when I go to cut and I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut that. And I put my shears, snips, pruners, whatever I need. And I go, okay, no.
Can't go back. Can't go back. So I'm going to have to live with it.
Exactly. But.
Or also, can you imagine going into this place and being like, hey, can you help me propagate from this mother plant?
Yeah.
I need a steady hand and I'm willing to pay for that service.
But I think with that, could you imagine if there were no vets?
Yeah.
Okay. No vets. Vets didn't exist. I don't know how many, 500 years ago, whatever. But, I'm sure there's always been vets for as long as we've had animals or we've had doctors. But I think there would be a percentage. I don't know what that percentage is, but I think there would be a percentage of people that wouldn't risk having an animal. Because if I don't know how to make it better, I might not want to take that burden on. I don't know what that percentage is. Is it 1%? Is it 50%? I don't know.
Great point.
But now I know that there is a place out there that if things go south with my plant, they're going to help me. I will learn. They're going to give me a care card like physio. So you get out of the hospital with a broken leg, they go to physio and physio go do this exercise 5 times a week. Blah. Oh, this is how I was massively overwatering. Oh my God, I didn't know. Now I know. They've measured the water. They're telling me what to do. I'm on it. I can call them. Hey, I think I'm overwatering again. What do I'm going to get another plant.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel more confident.
And that would also give you more confidence in the brand itself because because that's the thing. You're not only caring for the customer's plants, but you're caring for the plants that you're already selling, right? Yep. So there's almost an increased credibility in that.
And you can go into grocery stores. You can go. I've been in a convenience store that sells plants. And you're like, all right.
That's a choice.
Yeah. Cool, I guess. So you're seeing plants everywhere, but you come here and, I've done it and I absolutely have heard my colleagues downstairs do it where you talk somebody out of a plant because they don't have the right conditions or maybe they need to start with a more basic plant. You're not going to get that at another place. So having somewhere where you can go and you buy a plant at a box store or a convenience store and it's not doing good and you take it to Hilda's, where are you going to go the next time?
True enough.
You're going to be like,
Yeah, because at that point, Hilda doesn't care if it was bought at a Costco or it's like a different store other than at Hilda's.
A vet doesn't care if you walk in with a pedigree or the one that you found in a cardboard box in the alley.
Yeah, and do you know how many people have walked into our garden center with a plant that, or just the idea of, I bought a plant from another place, I need it repotted.
Yep.
But we can't offer that service because we need the plant in the pot bought here.
I had a woman come years ago when I was on the floor, and I just happened to be walking by the front doors, and this woman came in carrying a plant.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, can I help you? Because coming in with a plant, but it was still in a pot.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how when people come in, it's dead, it's in garbage bags or in a bucket.
Yes.
Still in the perfect pot. And I was like, can I help you? And she's like, I'm really embarrassed. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, don't be. And she was like, I didn't buy this plant here. She's like, I actually bought it at insert box
name.
store.
Yeah.
And she was like, they couldn't tell me what it is. They couldn't tell me any of the requirements. And they didn't even know if it was a perennial or an annual.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's Monarda. It's bee balm. This is what you need. Blah, blah, blah. There you go. That's how you take care of it. And she was like, you know all of that. And I was like, yeah, that's what we do. And she was like,
now, if you had a care card that you could give to her.
She was like, I'm just going to come here from now on.
Oh, that's so nice.
And she left. She was happy. She now had the confidence to go. She knew where in the garden that plant could go.
Mm-hmm.
She knew what she was going to do. Maybe she came back. Maybe she didn't. But I guarantee she remembers that interaction.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, I still remember it because she was so sheepish. And it's like, don't be. You bought a plant because it was on sale. You saw it. It looks cool. It's Monarda. It's rad. It's got a square stem. Like, what's not to love about it?
Yeah.
You need a bit of help. I'm not going to judge you on that. I heard a story. I'm not going to, they did tell me the name. I'm sure not going to name it.
Okay.
A woman came up to me at the call 2 years ago. And she was like, can I ask you a question about my plant? And I was like, yeah, of course. And she's like, okay, I just want you to know I didn't buy it from you guys. And I was like, I don't care. That wasn't part of the equation.
I get the fear of judgment though.
She'd gone into another store and asked, and they said, no, you didn't buy it from us.
So they wouldn't even give advice?
No. And I'm not going to name the store because
seriously,
I only heard it from her.
Yeah.
Right. I only heard it from her. Maybe there was, there's two sides to a coin. So I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just not going to do that. And I was like, I was shocked.
That's very shocking.
Yeah. And I was like, I can't speak to that. All I know is I can help you. And I helped her and we got through it and she bought a couple of plants from our pop-up and
I'm
we
glad
had a great
that she
time.
asked because like the alternative was go to the internet where who knows what kind of advice you're going to get.
And she was, the reason why I kind of believe her, the reason why I kind of lean in is why would anybody preface with that if you hadn't already had that experience?
Yeah, exactly.
Most people would just be like, hey, here's my plant.
Mm-hmm.
But she was very, before she even showed me the picture, she was like, I need you to know I didn't buy it from you. And I was like,
is it still game to ask a question kind of thing? Like, yeah.
Cool. You know how many plants I've talked to Lucas about that I didn't buy from Golden Acre either because somebody gave to me or I propagated or whatever.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll still go ask Lucas for some help or some tips. That's what we do.
Yeah, it's information, Yeah. So
way to go, Hildes.
Very interesting and kind of a concept that I'd be interested to see if it exists elsewhere or because that the video that I saw that brought me onto this, it just said Edinburgh's first houseplant hospital, but who knows if this isn't, available in the States or in Canada. Yeah. Maybe it's something that we might be able to carry in the future. So
I want to open one. I want to call it Grazer Botany.
We need water, stat! This is a severe case of root rot. We are losing chlorophyll.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod. Keep on growing, gardeners!